All right, Hoodale here, Stripes and Coffee. It's Wednesday after Game 1. Trying something a little bit different here. Doing a walk and talk. So wrapping up my work day, getting out for a little walk, and just wanted to get my thoughts down out there for this week so I can move on to next week's game and just got to clear my head of this shitty game. So definitely not what any of us would have expected. The biggest crazy thing to me, I think, was Joe Burrow having a pretty poor game, or at least a poor half. What was it, 4 picks, 5 turnovers. Seemed a tick off, tick behind his reads in his progressions, and just didn't seem to have the same zip on his ball. So maybe he had something to do with his appendectomy or not getting any reps. I don't know, hard to say. But just obviously knocking off some rust. So that was one of the big things that doomed us, or probably the biggest thing that doomed us, especially when the second play of the game is a pick 6. So when we only lost by 3, there you go. But be that as it may, Joey B got us into that mess, and he damn near got us out of it if we didn't have all the other mistakes. So the Jamar Chase touchdown that we did not challenge for whatever reason, who knows how that would have turned out, because we ended up on the very next drive that we got that touchdown anyway. But of all people to get hurt, our long snapper, Clark Harris, gets hurt. So that throws that whole operation off. So we end up with a blocked extra point, and this game actually goes into overtime. As shitty as we played, we were taking this game to overtime, got in a position to kick that field goal, and shanked it. High snap, laces in instead of laces out, and there you go. So, but the one encouraging thing for all of this is that despite all that shittiness, it took us fucking everything up to just barely lose. So our defense was lights out. So the run game, spectacular. Coverage was pretty spectacular. I think the only way they were able to make any headway is with a couple of smoke and mirrors moves and misdirection, and got in position a couple times, but they weren't really able to do anything. So the defense was definitely a bright spot. O-line was disappointing, at least at first, but I think that's going to come together. I think there were 7 sacks that whole game, which is pretty ridiculous when you think about it. But Joey does tend to be a big game hunter and hold on to the ball too long. And there were just a couple of mistakes there. But I think from all the people in circles I listen to and read, that it looks like that could come around and should come around. So there was a lot of good to take away from all that. So this one stung, I ain't going to lie. And I think it's because how excited we were for this season and the fact that it was to the goddamn Steelers. But I feel like this was a bad game to start with this new offensive line, and we probably needed our team to kick off some rust. And we started off with maybe the best front 4 we're going to have all season. Cam Hayward, TJ Watt. I mean, they're no joke. It's a great defense and a great defensive line, and they got other studs too. Minka Fitzpatrick was, giving us some fits all day. So, definitely not the start we were looking for. But I think there's some encouraging signs. And like I said, the fact that we had all those mistakes, and it took Pittsburgh kicking a 55-yard field goal at the gun in overtime. That's what it took for them to beat us. So they got us, and I don't think they'll get us next time. And maybe this is the medicine that we needed to kind of, wake up and just get ready for this season. And now I think there's a lot of talk. A lot of people said, we should have played in the preseason, blah, blah, blah. I still think I agree with Zach's decision to rest him. I mean, maybe get a few snaps or something like that, but definitely not with his appendectomy surgery. But I don't know. That's a tough call, because it would have been terrible if Joe would have gotten hurt in the preseason, right? So everybody would have been looking for Zach's head, like, why in the hell are you playing this guy for a game that doesn't even matter? So, I'd like to see the kid get a damn regular preseason for a change, year one with the COVID and then coming off the ACL tear, and now he gets this appendectomy just out of nowhere just before preseason. That couldn't have happened like a couple months before that or something, but whatever it may be, I think that they are going to kick it in gear for the next game. Moving on to Cowboys week, no longer Steelers week, and I will talk about that before the game on Sunday. And with that, I'm going to wrap up this walk. Udale, Stripes and Coffee, out.